So Ariana Grande got her Eevee tattoo. So if you were to get a video game tattoo, what would it be? And Brian.
Throwing me on the spot like that, but I would probably... You know what I would do? Honestly? I would get a Metroid.
Oh, a Metroid. Oh, that's a good one.
Just floating around somewhere, like on the back of my shoulder or on my leg or somewhere. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. I would have said like Zelda related, but everyone and their mother has Zelda. I mean, seriously, my mom has a Triforce tattooed on her ass. It's
Does she really?
I'm not going to ask how you know that.
He's like, I haven't seen it in person.
All right, Sherry.
Well, like Brian said, everyone and their mother has like Zelda tattoos. I've seen some really cool Ocarina of Time inspired tattoos with like the 3 spiritual stones and then all the what were they called? The little circles for each guardian, somehow they were all like put into one tattoo. But since everyone and their mother has that, I think I would probably do I have a special place in my heart for Final Fantasy X. I love the storyline, the characters, everything, and I have a thing for dragons, as you guys know, and there is a summon. There was a Aeon in the game called Valfor, and it was a dragon, and I would probably have gotten that as a tattoo because it was pretty cool.
What do you say, Kurt? Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to think because there's.
Kurt's gonna get a block, a Minecraft block.
Just a Minecraft block.
Yeah, a grass block on your butt.
Why is it always the butt?
Well, it's either that or the tramp stamp. So you pick.
You can,
tramp
stamp.
You can. Just a grass block.
I was gonna go with the creeper. You have like a picture of creepers walking across your back, across the tramp stamp. But I mean, I kind of like the grass block thing more. So
I don't even know. I mean, I grew up like starting with like the original Pac-Man, and then going to like Mr. Do, and there's so many different like generations of video games and stuff. If somebody could make it look really good though, and make it look recognizable, I guess you would say, I would have to go with the Archer from Gauntlet 2.
Nice.
Oh, that would be really cool.
You know what I mean? Because that game, I played so many hours of Gauntlet 2, like in the arcade and on the NES, and just on so many different systems. And I have so much time devoted to that game. I think the Archer from like Gauntlet 2 would have to be the one.
I can hear that
tattoo. Either that or Death from Gauntlet 2.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's nice. Thank you, Kurt. I would get. It's tough because I would, Zelda, of course. That's what everybody says. I want to get the Hylian crest.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wasn't doing that, it would be something retro. It would look retro. So it would be, I would get like Pac-Man with a couple dots. But I really think I think it would be cool to get an E-Tank.
Yes.
From Mega Man.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm too scared. One day we will. When we have the controller throwers drinking night.
We'll have to all get the controller throwers logo tattoo. As a tramp stamp.
Yeah.
I would just get a table being flipped. There
we go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, good. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Controller Throwers podcast. This is episode number 87 for Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Mr. Kurt.
Hello.
And Mr. Brian.
Hello.
and Ms. Sherry.
Hi, guys.
So, in typical fashion, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Wait, you're not up first. Let's get into the news. Let's start with Sherry. Brian, you're at the bottom of the list now. Brian, shut up! Shut up, it's not your turn.
In 2017, Studio MDHR released Cuphead, one of our favorite games of that year. This year, we know that the developer is releasing an expansion to the game, but what comes after that? The team has not announced its next project, but now producer and artist Maja Moldenhauer has provided a bit of a tease. She said in a new Red Bull video feature, "I'm just really loving what we do, and the ideas we have for the next game are pretty epic." Back in June, Moldenhauer told Game Reactor that Studio MDHR's next game will likely retain Cuphead's hand-drawn 2D style, but the genre, the era, and the gameplay may change. Moldenhauer also said that their next title might be different and refreshing in comparison to Cuphead's famous difficulty. Cuphead's first expansion, The Delicious Last Course, is set to arrive sometime in 2019. It includes Miss Chalice as a playable character, as well as more weapons and bosses. And we can't wait! That is my most look forward to 2019 thing as of right now. So I am super excited.
Yes,
Awesome.
Very exciting. So, what do you think Studio MDHR has up their sleeves?
I don't know, but I look forward to seeing what they come up with next, because how do you get past such an epic first game? That's a lot of pressure to put on. It's their second game?
No. I was about to say something, but...
Oh, okay. But yeah, how do you get past that pressure of having such an enormous response to your first game, and how does it not like cripple you, you know?
Mm.
So I mean, I hope that it's awesome. I hope they do well.
If they're going for animation styles or, things like that,
Mhm.
2 words that I would say would be a great next step. Tex Avery.
Oh.
Mm.
Wow.
If you watch any of those old Droopy cartoons,
Yep.
just Tex Avery was just so good at having this over-the-top violence and just all these wacky things that happen. His style of animation, like, you knew that it was a Tex Avery cartoon when you would watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that if they made a game in that vein, it would be unbelievable. Even if they made another Cuphead adventure in that style.
But at the same time, should they break away from that so that they're not like typecast as that's the only kind of game they produce?
No, because they're the only company that makes games that look like that.
Well, you've got a lot of people following in their footsteps, the
Yeah.
coattails of their success, like Bendy, What was that look for, Mike?
I don't know. I think Bendy's okay, I guess. I don't know. I just never played it.
We haven't played it. You know what? I think we should look into it, in all honesty.
Yeah.
We might like it. Who knows? Nah.
Well, they have some big shoes to fill.
Yes.
And the creators of Cuphead also have some big shoes to fill too.
Yeah.
I mean, when your first game is that much of a hit and success,
Right.
you created the bar for yourself.
Right.
So anything less, people are going to be like, oh, they're done.
Yep.
One hit wonder. No more. And that's what they're going to be labeled as. And I hope it's not the case.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Personally,
but you're right. I'm sorry. You're right on, Mike, with the Tex Avery. Let's go. You already have. If you had like the different genres of animation, like since they started off with that like original style animation, and then you jump up to like the next generation animation and so on and so forth, I think that's an interesting timeline to produce.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're onto something there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if they stick with the same style, it's not that big of a deal, because you look at some of the companies who are already out there. I mean, Bethesda, they're known for pretty much 2 series, I should say, Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So, and they're pretty much I mean, you can even argue that Fallout and Elder Scrolls are pretty much the same game, just set in a different reality.
Sure.
So if you do the same style of game with a different style of animation, I think they'll be, as long as they make it fun and interesting, I think they'd be fine.
And honestly, I'd have no problem if they just did the exact same style and just did Cuphead games.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Well,
like Super Mario, you know, how many of those are, you know, it could be like that could be their guy, you know.
Right.
So would you do different style of Cuphead games? Like obviously you have your 2D platformers, how they are, but would you have a 3D platformer eventually, or something along those lines, or would you just keep it the same?
I'd be cool. I'd be really excited if they made a Cuphead game like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
Like or Mario
yes.
64. There was actually a rumor that the next game from, and their name escapes me, but the developers of Shovel Knight was going to be like Shovel Knight 64, and it was going to be like a collectathon platformer.
Oh,
type
wow.
game.
Very cool.
But we haven't heard anything since then. But
Yeah.
have you played Shovel Knight? Sherry, I think you would like Shovel Knight.
You know what? It's on my Steam wish list, and I'm just waiting to snag it. But I have heard nothing but good things about it. I've watched it played, and it does look like it's in my wheelhouse. So yeah.
Tanuki says it'd be cool if he'd be cool if they approached iconic animation styles from different decades. I think that'd be really good. The only thing is, I think if they did like Disney animation style, I hope that Disney wouldn't, you know, get the lawyers out.
Wouldn't Disney on them?
Wouldn't go on Disney, but
yeah.
We'll see. So hopefully their next. Let's just focus on the delicious last course, because that's going to be awesome. That's the kind of game that you take a day off of work to stream. All right.
Well, speaking of last courses that have nothing to do with the last course, this week.
Nice segue.
Thank you. I try, you know. This week, NetherRealm Studios officially unveiled Mortal Kombat 11, or should I say, Mortal Kombat 11. Thank you, Mike.
No problem.
At an event in Los Angeles, they showed off the first gameplay footage as well as some trailers. In the video, we get to see Raiden, Scorpion, Liu Kang, Baraka, Sub-Zero, Sonya, and Scarlet, I'm guessing. We also got a look at a new fighter, Icarus, who has the ability to manipulate sand and time. And as is typical for this franchise, there were fatalities aplenty.
Finish him. Sorry.
During the keynote, NetherRealm confirmed that you can customize your character with different costume pieces, intros, and more. Mortal Kombat 11 launches for the PS4, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch on April 23rd. A beta is planned for March on the PS4 and the Xbox One for pre-orders. Players who reserve the game will also get Shao Kahn as a downloadable character.
Ooh. Come on, Sherry, do it.
Exciting.
Ooh.
Do your ooh.
Oh, I was like, finish him?
Did someone say finish him?
There you go. Ooh.
I'm thinking in my head like fatality and all that good stuff right now. So that's where I was. Sorry.
You know our friend John. You know John did that at a baseball game. Not the Joliet Slammers. Who's the ones in Midlothian?
Well, Windy City Thunderbolts.
The Windy City Thunderbolts. He was at a Windy City Thunderbolts game, and they started playing that song, and he just stands up in the stands and just screams out, Mortal Kombat! I'm sure he was...
I would have paid money to see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is exciting. I'm excited, of course, as the Nintendo fanboy that I am. I'm excited that it's coming to the Switch. It's been so long since we had a Mortal Kombat game on a Nintendo system. I think the last game was on the DS, and it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the DS.
Really?
Yes. The last one was Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the Wii, and I think it was Mortal Kombat 3 on the DS.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken.
I didn't even know that they were on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc was there. Doc was at the event. He was invited to go to. I mean, that doesn't surprise me because
Yeah.
we're talking about Doc Mack, the owner of the Galloping Ghost Arcade.
Yes.
He's a big Mortal Kombat fan, and he was invited. So, article's called Tanuki. It was a press conference. It was a whole event. So they did lots of different stuff. But the game looks incredible. Like the fatalities are just brutal.
Yeah.
Did you see? There was one where Baraka grabs the guy's face and just rips his face off,
Yes.
like the skin, like face off.
I like that movie, by the way.
That was my wife and I, our first date. I took her to the $1 movie theater to see Face Off.
Nice. Well, apparently it worked because you're married.
Yeah,
it's
I
all
was
good.
just.
Well, no, she's desperate, so
Oh,
it worked out for me.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Oh my God.
She doesn't listen to the show, so it's okay.
But your kid does.
Mom, Dad says you're desperate.
What does that mean?
Look at my face was like priceless.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna do a lot of editing tonight. But no, I mean the game, like, so it looks really good, and it really does look cool. Like some of these fatalities are just ridiculous, and the cool thing that I like about the fatalities is at the very end of the fatality, it slows down the camera and kind of zooms in a little bit, so you can really see the detail of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks really cool. But the only thing that concerns me about it is it took a long time, but I think I'm starting to feel the way. Thanks. He says he won't tell her. Thanks, buddy. My only concern is that I think it's starting to get like sports games for me, where it's just so complex that you need to like really, really practice and learn like hitboxes and combos and all that stuff in order to get anywhere, even on difficulty easy or something. So that's what concerns me, is because I just don't have the time to dedicate to something like that. But
can I ask you a question? I'm sorry, we're gonna like segue into something, guys, because I want to ask. I feel the same way about a lot of things, and I think that that's why I actually haven't started like Zelda Breath of the Wild, because when a game, and I don't know. Okay, hear me out. Is it just a getting older thing? Or is it games are just evolving and we're just like old school and used to a certain way and that's why we feel this way? Or are we just getting old? That like when a game is too... No. I know. But when a game is too overly...
complex?
Yeah, that you're just turned off by it. You know, because you're just like, ugh.
I think it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I could rock OG Zelda day-night.
Sure.
I could rock original Mario, right? I mean, I'm that two-button, you know, D-pad. I'm that guy, right? Go run around, jump, throw a fireball.
Right.
But once you start getting into, like you said, Breath of the Wild or something like that, or even like some of the other...
Well, even what Mike was just saying, where this fighting game has evolved now into something that's just overly complicated, is that a turnoff for you, Mike?
It is, because, you know, like, so I have Mortal Kombat 10.
Okay.
And I tried going through the story mode, and it's like, here, do this combo in order to defeat this person. And I'm like, I can't do that.
And then you just give up on the game right then and there, right?
Give up on the game. So...
Now, is that just our generation?
No, because we both... Well, I don't know.
You know?
We're the only people that punch and kill our horses in Red Dead Redemption 2.
We do that on
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
See, I think it's more so of games evolving, because you think about, you know, Red Dead. I mean, the first one, you didn't have to worry about bathing or brushing your horse or feeding your horse or eating yourself, and how these things affect...
That's what I was thinking too. Eat yourself? What? What button
eating,
does that in the
comma,
game?
yourself.
Brian's playing a
Oh,
different
okay.
game than we
Okay.
are.
Oh, so feeding.
I know, you know,
So-
it's the zombie DLC that's coming out. That,
There we go.
I'm not starting any
Brian's
rumors on
early
spoiler.
access, apparently.
Spoiler, right?
You have to say spoiler alert before the
Rumor.
spoiler.
No, but I mean, it's you know, games are just evolving. Period. I mean, there's so much micromanagement in games nowadays. And Kurt, let me ask you, you're a big racing fan of the racing genre. How much more difficult is Forza 4 versus?
I actually, to be honest with you, I have not played Forza 4.
Okay, then the most recent one you played. I mean, how like the tuning of the cars, or you know, the mechanic
that's not
of.
bad. It's just like I don't mind that, like tuning cars and stuff like that, doing add-ons to the cars and stuff like that. It's because it's all typical driving, right?
But
You
how much
this
of that
is
was
acceleration,
done 15 years
this
ago?
is brake. So it's really like that hasn't changed. But if they want me to do like acceleration plus this plus that and everything else like all at the same time, I'm like no, there's no way.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
But
is
you
what
may-
it's becoming.
You can make that argument to say that you know, Skyrim is, or let's say Call of Duty, shoot, aim, reload. I mean, there's 3 buttons.
Right.
You know, that goes from the very first Call of Duty all the way up to number 4, the one that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not necessarily maybe not buttons that have gotten more complex, but there's just more to do.
And this is why you all need to embrace the indie scene. A game
Because
like
there's
it's all
still
jump and
left.
throw, jump,
Yeah,
throw, jump,
there-
throw,
yes.
jump.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So,
But at the same time, like the fighting games, to do the combos and stuff like that, like Mike's right.
Yes.
You need to be like double jointed in every single thing. Then be able
You gotta use your
push the
hands and
controller
your toes.
with your
Yeah.
nose and stuff. You know, it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. So now wait, is this gonna be a day one purchase for you then, Mike, or are you gonna hold off?
that Shao
Because I know you're a
Kahn,
big fighting. Yeah.
that Shao Kahn DLC is really calling my name. But if I get it, I'm gonna want to get it on the Switch,
Okay.
and the Switch version is being handled by a different company.
Mm.
So I might have to wait and see what kind of reviews are out before I bite.
Okay. Interesting.
I know, but
Yeah,
and
but
also
you also said that you were waiting for a Mortal Kombat, so I mean,
yeah, Kurt's right. I'll get it. Thanks, Kurt.
welcome.
Your input was
Yeah, there we
spot
go.
on. Yes.
Twisting my arm. All right.
Mhm.
Oh.
Sorry.
So speaking of the Nintendo Switch, January's free NES games for the Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions are now available. This month you can grab 2 games, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and Blaster Master. In addition to this, you also get SP versions of 2 previously released games. This month you can get some help on notoriously difficult games Ninja Gaiden and Ghosts and Goblins. Ninja Gaiden SP starts the game at stage 6-4, right at the end, while the Ghosts and Goblins SP starts you off on stage 6 with the dagger equipped. As we all know, more NES games are planned to be released on a monthly basis in 2019, although Nintendo hasn't announced what those will be yet. I downloaded this, of course, and I played Ghosts and Goblins on level 6, and I lasted 47 seconds.
Ooh.
That is a new world record.
That's
Like for Ghosts and Goblins, seriously,
Right?
it probably is.
Yeah,
That
I
game
know.
is so incredibly hard.
Now that's
I'm
all
always
stuck
happy.
in my head now is dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. I hear that every
I can change that for you, Mike.
What's that?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting, and plus it has everyone's favorite Zelda game.
God. I have a love-hate relationship
Moving on.
with that game.
Speaking of which-
remember-
I'm angry with you, Sherry.
Why?
Yeah, I got a big problem with you. You and I need to have words.
I got a problem with you too.
Okay,
I don't
fine.
know why, but I
I
have
just don't know
one.
what it is yet, but I do have a problem.
I listened to the podcast last week while I was out for the first half
What
of
did
it.
I say?
You never played Link to the Past?
No.
Oh,
That's
look at
it.
that pouty
That's
face.
it. You're
Mike,
fired.
look what you did to her.
That's why I was trying to find it when they went for sale for $5 because I had never played it. I
Hey,
was going to pick it up, and I
Mike,
couldn't find it.
Mike, for that, should we bring back the finger of shame?
The first finger of shame of 2019.
Wow.
Wow. I guess, yeah. Well, okay. In my defense,
I mean,
this
is
have.
pure pressure here that I'm doing this, okay? Because I don't think I've played it either. So.
Oh, double finger of shame.
So,
It is a split decision, ladies and gentlemen. The room is split.
right in half.
So we're going to be hosting tryouts for new members of the Controller Throwers podcast. If you would like to join our team, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to.
In my defense, I did not have a Super Nintendo when Super Nintendo came out. Okay, I had a Sega, so I missed a lot of gems on the Super Nintendo. Which
they've re-released it on 37 different platforms since then.
Ryan.
including the Tiger Electronics handheld.
I was when it went on sale for $5 just recently. That was the one I was specifically looking for because I have not played it. But of course, I didn't have any luck finding it. So
I didn't have a Super Nintendo either. I went from Nintendo to TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
I jumped all of that and went right there.
I'll do you all one better. I had a Super Nintendo and I did not play it until I don't know, maybe the Wii Virtual Console for the 3DS.
If you promise to play the game, I'll let you borrow my SNES Classic. But you have to stream it too.
I gotta hook it up to my card then.
She hates streaming. Yeah.
You hate streaming too, sir.
Hey, no.
Excuse me. I streamed on what day was that? Sunday. When's the last time you streamed? Yeah.
Sometime.
I
need to go get my popcorn.
Ago.
Okay, so we're going off on a tangent here, but no, seriously. But Link, I only say this because Link to the Past is my favorite Zelda game of all time. Like,
is it really? Is it that good?
Oh, I loved it.
That's the one where he's got pink hair, right?
I love the original Zelda so much.
So,
okay. I mean, if you like the original Zelda, I think you'd really like that one because it's very.
Oh, and Minish Cap. I like Minish Cap too.
If you don't, it's exactly like Minish Cap.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't play that one either.
That's okay. That's.
Minish
Cap is a great game too.
So.
Yeah, but that was only on the
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
A lot of those handheld ones I haven't played.
But it's so good. Like Minish Cap really is a good game. So.
Yeah. So anyway, Zelda 2, as we all know, we all hate. So because it was just so flippin' hard.
Yes.
Blaster Master, you know what? I've rented that game a couple times and I never bought it, but I did play the remake on the Switch, which is a really, really good game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So those are if you have a Nintendo Switch Online service, go ahead and download those games.
There you go. And just gonna throw it out there, Rocket League has become the second PS4 title to support cross-play with other consoles, which is awesome because we know Sony and how they like to keep things to themselves. It's not a secret or anything.
No, it's true.
So developer Psyonix announced that its hit card soccer game has joined Sony's cross-play beta program, allowing PS4 players to match up with those on Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. According to Psyonix, cross-play will be enabled on PS4 by default, although players that do not want to play with other people on other consoles because they're Sony fanboys will be able to opt in or out by going to the options menu and checking the cross-platform play box in the gameplay tab. while Rocket League has already supported cross-play between PS4 PC, Psyonix has long wanted to allow the feature for other consoles. Back in 2016, the developer actually said it already has figured out how to implement cross-play between PS4 and Xbox One. And all they need to do is work out the arrangement between platforms. So, car soccer to everybody, which is awesome. I'm sorry, that's
Yes.
pretty
cool.
awesome. And it's about time, right? It's about time. Give it to everybody.
Yeah. It's also nice to see that Sony is slowly joining the rest of us.
Yes. Yes.
Because we know they like to keep them stuff to themselves, and I've had rants about that in the past, so I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Watch a prior episode. Huh. So that's good. I mean,
Season 1.
Yeah. Really, really
I think
glad
it
to
was
hear
season-
this. It was. Really, really glad to hear this. This is great to hear because now that they've done this, we need to take the next logical step, or Psyonix needs to take the next logical step and make tournaments between the 4 platforms.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And
So
say
you can have team tournaments, right? Like you can have your
Right.
PlayStation team. Yeah, okay.
and
Yeah.
say which team is the best, just have that. I think that would be a lot of fun if they did something like that.
Yeah,
Because
for
I
sure.
watch Rocket League tournaments on Twitch, and those are crazy. And I would love to see just like, because that would, to me, that seems like it would be a lot more intense because you're rooting for somebody,
Well, I mean, people root for the players. I mean, like, people follow players, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, but I think
this
it would be
this
awesome
would
to
add
have,
a
like...
whole new. Go ahead, Kurt. Finish.
No, I was just to say, I mean, I'm probably agreeing with you. I think it would be awesome just to have, like, Team Xbox, Team PS4, Team Nintendo, and Team PC. Like, you have 4 teams out there battling it out. And if they were able to play simultaneously at the same time, like, make the arena, instead of 2 goals, have it 4 goals.
Oh.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't
Yeah.
it make it interesting? Like, a really
Yeah.
interesting twist?
Really
twist
change
to it?
up the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, cool. Well, we'll have to see what develops. Hopefully, they're listening to the show, and we'll.
Because we do have ideas.
Yes, we do have ideas.
Yes, we do.
Do I have to trademark that or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah, throw it up there. We'll
Okay,
Kickstarter it.
trademarked by Never Trustin', which is part of the
LLC.
TC Throwers podcast. We're also a part of the Gamers Head network and stuff.
Okay,
Yep. There it is.
from Galoob. Okay. All right, so that's our news for the week. So, Brian, what's coming out this week, buddy?
We have some games coming out. We have the Hong Kong Massacre for the PC and the PS4. A Fisherman's Tale for the PC and PS4. At Sundown, Shots in the Dark for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Future Grind for the PC, PS4, and the Switch. Hero's Tale for the PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Jack's Quest, The Tale of the Sword for the PC, PS4, Xbox One. Resident Evil 2 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PS4. I knew I was going to say that. And Xbox One. I was fighting so hard. I'm like, no, it's not PS3. Okay, well, it's good.
That's it. Resident Evil 2, of course. That demo was phenomenal, and I know it's going to be a great game. I don't know if I'm going to get it just yet because I think I can wait till it goes down in price. Jack Quest looks pretty interesting. It's it's old school. It's an indie game, but it looks like it's got some really nice animation. Other than that, that's really all that interests me.
Kingdom
Go
Hearts
ahead
3?
and kill me. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't mean to offend. I know Blue on the Gamerheads podcast. She loves Kingdom Hearts. I played the first Kingdom Hearts, and I think I made it as far as the Hercules level, and I just kept getting wrecked by I think the dog with the 3 heads or something like that. And I'm just like, I just put my PlayStation controller away. I'm like,
You're just done.
I'm terrible at this. I didn't know that Haley Joel Osment did one of the voices in that game. I found that out the other day. That was interesting.
Yeah, he's Sora, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I haven't played it myself, but I've been watching my brother, who's a big fan. He's been going through the games, trying to get them all complete before 3 comes out. So I've been watching him stream them, so I'm familiar, but not a fan myself either. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
I will also say this. It's also because I'm not so much a Disney person as I am a Warner Brothers person. So if it was Kingdom Hearts, but everything took place in like the Looney Tunes universe, or Animaniacs, or Tiny Toons, or Batman the Animated Series, that I would get into. But I was more of a fan of WB than I was Disney.
Gotcha.
I didn't know he did. Yeah, he's the main voice. I don't know. That's why I said I don't know much about the chat. He's the. Of course. Okay. So now I know he's the main voice. All right. It's not going to make me want to play the game anymore.
Wait, he's the main voice?
Brian's out. Can I get the Haley Joel Osment game? The what? Yeah.
You mean the Sixth Sense? What?
Sixth Sense. Yeah.
The game.
Right?
Wait, so you guys aren't getting the Fisherman's Tale? Does that not sound like amazing to you guys?
Is it Fishing Simulator?
I don't know. I'm being super sarcastic right now.
I think there's a good fishing simulator coming out.
Is it called Fishing Simulator?
I think it's called Ultimate Fishing Simulator.
Because I'm not buying it if it's not called Fishing Simulator.
If I'm simulating my fishing experience, the title better have the word simulator in it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I'm going to be completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, that's like what they have, Buck Hunter or Big Buck Hunter. That's a deer hunting simulator.
But it doesn't have simulator in the title.
Simulator.
Yeah, what about goat simulator, farming simulator, vacation simulator?
No, we're bringing it back.
Gotta keep suit.
And then I'd play them all.
Right. That's what we're saying.
So, all right. So those are the games coming out this week. Thank you, Brian. So now let's get into our retrospective. So, for those of you who do not know, the retrospective is every week one of the controller throwers is assigned a game. We get to spin the wheel of fate, and we get to pick we are chosen a retro game that we need to report back on. Retro being that a game has to be 15 years or older. It is our responsibility for that week to research the game, look up information on it, give any amusing anecdotes about the development. If we have an opportunity to play the game, and then bring it back and talk all about it during next week's episode. So, my assignment for this week was Kid Icarus for the NES. I was very excited to get that because it was a personal favorite of mine as a youngin'. So here is all the information. What's that? Oh, Brian, I thought you said something.
No, I just kind of said, because I knew you enjoyed it.
Things that make you go,
Mm-hmm.
So here's all the fun stuff about Kid Icarus. So Kid Icarus was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System on July 1st in 1987. But originally it released in Japan on December 19th, 1986.
Wow.
The plot of Kid Icarus revolves around young angel Pit's quest for 3 sacred treasures, which he has to equip in order to rescue Angel Land and its ruler, the goddess Palutena, from the evil Medusa. The objective is to reach the end of each level, and each boss level is a dungeon where you have to defeat boss monsters that guard the 3 treasures. The game was developed by Nintendo's Research and Development 1 team, and was worked on by Yoshio Sakamoto, who worked on Metroid and Balloon Fight. Also worked on by Satoru Okada, who created Game & Watch games, as well as Super Mario Land, and the very famous Gunpei Yokoi, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, who is famous for creating the Game & Watch, the NES control pad, as well as the creator of the Game Boy and the Virtual Boy. In Japan, the game is called Light Mythology: Palutena's Mirror. The original idea behind the game was to make Palutena's Mirror an action game with role-playing elements. And for a while, Okada worked on the game by himself. He drew the pixel art, he wrote the technical specifications, and then once development was completed on Metroid, more staff members were moved over to development of this game. Hirokazu Tanaka composed music for Kid Icarus. One of the enemies that you'll find in the game, a large moving nose, was meant to resemble him. That's right. Yep. So Kid Icarus originally was intended to be a completely serious game, but after some of these more silly elements were put in, including Eggplant Wizard, which, as you know, if he throws eggplants and if Pit gets hit by one, he turns into an eggplant with legs, and as well as credit card usage, the development team opted for a more humorous approach. In order to meet the game's projected release date of December 19th, 1986, the staff members worked overtime and often spent the night in the office. They used torn cardboard boxes as beds and covered themselves in curtains in order to resist the low temperatures of their unheated development building.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's dedication.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Eventually, Myth of Light, the Mirror of Palutena, was finished and entered production a mere 3 days before the release date. So they really put this,
Wow.
held on to this to the last
Jeez.
minute. Several ideas for additional stages had to be dropped because of these scheduling conflicts. But for the U.S. release, the graphics of the ending were updated and the credits were added to the game. So unlike the Japanese version, which saves players' progress on a disc card, the English version uses a password system to return to the game after a console was turned off, as like many other games on American NES games. Reviews were mixed on the game. UK magazine, Nintendo Magazine System, said that Kid Icarus was pretty good fun, but did not compare too well to other platform games, owing in part to its rather dated graphics. Recently, GameSpot reviewed the Virtual Console version of the game, noted that the gameplay of Kid Icarus was not the most unique blueprint for a video game, but that it had been fairly fresh back in 1987. They considered the difficulty level excessive, but found certain areas to be designed solely to frustrate players. Which I can agree with. The game is very frustrating. Kid Icarus shipped 1.76 million copies worldwide, and it has a pretty strong cult following. In 2001, Game Informer ranked it the 83rd best game ever made. IGN included the game as number 20 in their top 100 NES games and number 84 in their top 100 games of all time. The game spawned 2 sequels. Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters was released for the Game Boy in November of 1991, and Pit became a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. And Kid Icarus Uprising was released for the 3DS in 2012. The game was also released on the Wii's Virtual Console system on February 12th, 2007. Wow, can you believe it's been that long? And it was released on the Wii U Virtual Console on July 25th, 2013. In 2016, Kid Icarus was included on North American and PAL region releases of the NES Classic Edition. So if you own the NES Classic, you own Kid Icarus. Congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's all the information about Kid Icarus. A lot of cool info, right? That's
Absolutely.
It's pretty crazy. So I, of course, you know, with any retro game, you know what I've got, right?
A story.
That's right. I have a story about Kid Icarus. So
Story time with Mike.
So when I was a youngin, I played Little League baseball. Yeah, I played for the Giants, and
Why?
I was terrible. I'm not gonna admit it. The best position I played was left out. And
Sorry.
that's okay. And my mom always said, Mike, if you ever get a home run, I'll buy you whatever video game you want. Knowing full well that I would never get a home run. But one day, the Giants were down. It was like 7-2. and it was like the 7th inning, and I was up to bat, and the other team pitched it to me, and I just took a swing, and I hit a grounder to second base, and I ran to first, and the person threw it to first base, and the person missed. So I kept running, and boy, did I run. And I ran, and I crossed second base, and I just booked it to third, and the coach, I remember this, the coach at third base, full-grown man, is yelling at me, stop, like, tell me, like, not to go any further, stop at third. But I'm like, the hell with this! And I just kept going. And through a series of overthrows, I was able to get not just a home run, but a grand slam.
Nice.
Oh.
And yes, the bases were loaded, and there were 2 outs, too. And I got a grand slam, and I, essentially that we won the game after that. But it was like the highlight of my young Little League career. I never did anything close to that, to as good as that ever. But that was it. And then a few months later, we're just sitting there like having dinner or something, and all of a sudden I just yell out to my mom, "You owe me a game!" Because I completely forgot about our deal. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You promised me that you'd get me a game if I got a home run, and I got it." And she's like, "Oh, that's right, I did." All right, so we went to Toys R Us, and here's me looking at the glass, behind the glass, all the games, all these tickets to pull from the little envelopes. So I decided on Kid Icarus, and I picked up the ticket for Kid Icarus. I was so excited, and we went to the counter, and I gave them the ticket, and they went in the back and got me the game. So
Nice.
So that's my story of how I used to own a copy of Kid Icarus. And that's how I earned it, by getting a grand slam in Little League baseball.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and I played the game, and man, this game is really tough. And I think
it is.
I was able to go as far as defeating the first boss, and I think that's about as far as I went as I got in the game. I was only able to defeat the first boss, but they were hard because the levels scroll up like ice climbers, and you have to defeat the enemies. But the boss dungeon is set up kind of like a Metroid type game, where it's just one open map, and you have to find where the boss is, as well as all these other things. It was a fun game. It was a really fun game, but I could never make it that far. But I really loved Eggplant Wizard. It was so annoying when you get turned into an eggplant, and then you have to search for the healing pool or the nurse. You have to search for the nurse in order to turn yourself back into Pit from the eggplant. Because when you're turned into an eggplant, you can't shoot. You can't do anything. And so you go into these rooms, and all these enemies reset and everything, and you just have to avoid them until you get... Anybody watching the video, this is one of the boss dungeons right now. You have to find the nurse in order to get turned back into Pit. So... it was a very challenging game, and I never got that very far. And then I discovered a password that not only gets you to the final level, but also gives you pretty much unlimited health and unlimited strength. So it was 8 followed by all lowercase u's. So it was 8 u. And that's the only way I was able to beat the game.
Nice.
Was by using
Cheats.
that
By using cheats.
By using cheats.
Cheat.
Hey,
Yeah.
it worked out.
Good
man.
old days.
That's
yes.
right. But I did get a chance to play this. I played it a little bit, so I owned it on the Virtual Console. I also own it on my NES Classic. The game was just as hard as I had remembered it, and I remembered the code, so I put in the code and beat the game. Just to say that I could beat it, and it's just really a game that held a special place in my childhood, because I really, really loved it so much, and the way by which I was able to obtain the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And the music, I absolutely love the theme to this song, or to this game. The theme song is so great. So, so
You
that's
still have the copy, as Angry Fortnite has asked?
I'll have to check. I should. I don't know why I would have sold that, but Funko Land, when that Genesis came out, oof. I just wanted everything that I could. So Tanuki says, yeah, it was genuinely hard. Not like I need 3 hands hard. Yeah, not like Mortal Kombat hard. No. So yeah. And Angry Fortnite, I got him Kid Icarus Uprising. He loved Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS. He actually beat the game on all 3 save slots. That's how much he enjoyed it. So, and I never played Kid Icarus Uprising. I should really get into that because I love Pit. When Pit was announced for Smash, I was freaking out. So.
Nice.
So yeah. So that's.
Yeah, I played the heck out of this game myself. This was basically one summer of my life that me and my friend just played every single day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Handing the controller back and forth.
Yep.
So yeah, fun game.
That game, yeah. That's a really fun game. Brian, have you or Sherry played it?
No, I've never played it.
No? Okay.
No. I do have Kid Icarus Uprising. That it's just in my backlog.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to play it. I actually own a copy. I just haven't gotten there yet.
You should try to play the original if you can.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah. For about 30 seconds. And then you'll be like, why did you tell me to play this game? So, all right. So, right now, Kurt, you're up next, right?
I believe so, because you went,
Yeah.
and then it's me.
All right, so you're going to spin the wheel. So Brian since Kid Icarus was Brian's pick, Brian got to add a new game to the wheel. So Brian, what game did you add to the wheel?
The original Medal of Honor.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that's a retro game.
Right?
It came out on the PlayStation 1.
1999.
Wow.
Yes.
Man, now I really feel old.
I played it for the GameCube.
Wow.
But yes, I mean I don't care what platform you actually play it on, but that's the game that I went with.
Oh, okay. All right, so Kurt, we're gonna give the wheel a big spin for you. You can see it and everything, no problem.
Yep.
Everybody can see it on the show.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, here we go. We're gonna give it a big spin.
Big clicks. Big clicks. Big clicks. No whammies. No whammies. No whammies.
All right, here we go.
And
what's Kurt's game gonna be?
Stop.
The Dreadnought Factor.
Wow. That's my game. Good luck.
What the heck is this?
Kurt's like, yay.
I don't. Stuck in washer. Does not compute.
Oh boy.
Please type entry again. Wait, I don't. What?
I never heard of that game either.
Wow, a game that Mike's never heard of?
Have fun with that one.
Yep. I'm assuming it's an
seriously,
Intellivision game.
Wait, I need to. Somebody text me that because I have no idea what the heck I just saw.
Okay, hold on.
Sherry, put it in group chat, please, because
Yes.
Yeah, no, what? Because I need to.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's right.
That-
DS is going to be retro this year. Oh, we can do like Feel the Magic and like all these other like wacky DS games. Nice. So yeah, so Dreadnought Factor. All right. Very interesting. Man, am I glad I didn't get that one. All right.
Haters.
For the Intellivision? What? You want me to play in a television game?
Yep.
Do you
You
own
might
it, Sherry?
actually like it though.
Do you own
I
it?
do own it, yes.
All right, road trip to Sherry's.
Yes. And then
Oh,
we'll
you
make
do own it.
Yeah. We'll make Kurt play it.
I can't get there by Tuesday, though.
Oh.
All
It's
right.
like only the office Sunday. So, all right.
Uber it to him.
Whole system. Yeah.
Uber
Bring it to
Kurt
my house.
your Intellivision. Okay, so good. So that's our retrospective. Let's get into what we've been playing. So I'll go first this time because the game that I played the most this week was Don't Starve. in real
Oh,
life.
really?
No, in real life.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't get to play a whole lot because I spent a weekend camping in the middle of January on the coldest night of 2019.
Mhm.
So I spent the weekend with Boy. I spent the
Boy.
weekend with
Boy.
Boy. We went for the scouts. We did a camping trip, and it was plenty cold. But I did get some Pokemon Go time. I got to play that.
There you
So
go.
I got to play Pokemon
Kept
Go.
your fingers warm
Yes, keep my
from falling
fingers
off.
My fingers were like I think when we were chatting, there was a connection, but I think I was trying to text you guys, but my
Yeah.
fingers were going so slow, like trying to type.
God.
Yeah. I owe you a Thursday night, Perlers. I know. So I played some Pokemon Go. I caught an Entei.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Entei's cool.
Yeah. And then I also played some Pokemon Let's Go when I got home, because I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to give up on a game halfway through it like I always do. So, and that's why I didn't start Spider-Man as much as I wanted to. I'm like, no, I want to finish Pokemon Let's Go first. So I played a lot of that, and I think I'm maybe a little more than halfway through right now.
Okay.
So that's good. And I also played Battle Princess Madeline, which is an indie game, which is a throwback to Ghouls and Ghosts, and it's a fun game. I have some hang-ups on the story mode, which I'll talk about in my review for Gamerheads podcast. And I think those are the only two games that I played. Yeah, that was it. Those are the only two games that I played.
Only playing 2 games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's because I was preoccupied.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess he's got an excuse. He was freezing.
He was freezing.
So
I was genuinely like worried about you, Mike.
Yeah, right?
I was fine.
Yeah, but it was like the coldest weekend of the year. Well, okay,
I had the beard
of the
to
winter
keep you warm.
season, because the year hasn't really been that long. But seriously, the coldest weekend of the winter season, and he's out there and stuff.
I
didn't even want to go outside to go to my car to go to work, let alone be outside in it and sleep in it. You're nuts.
I had like one of those 0-degree sleeping bags, so I felt like I was like a nice little cinnamon bun, just all wrapped up and everything like that. And but the next morning, like, and I was warm, so I was fine. My toes were a little cold, but like the next morning, on Sunday morning, that was the worst, because I was nice and warm, but I could feel the cold on the outside world, and it took every ounce of my being to actually get out of my sleeping bag, because I'm like, I don't want to leave. I'm too comfortable.
She just like hop, like, or just to move along like an
There we
inchworm.
go.
Yes.
Do an inchworm thing. There we go. So, but no, it was fun. So, Kurt, what about you? What did you play?
Let's see. This weekend I really didn't play much at all.
Bathroom.
Because I was
renovating
working on my
simulator?
bathroom so much, so I really didn't have time to play any games. I did actually sit down, play maybe an hour of Minecraft, but that was really about it. And that's just because I wanted to go on and, of course, do what I call my dailies, which is harvest my crops and stuff like that, and just that's about it. I don't even think I did anything else above. Oh, I did a little fishing. So I fished in Minecraft a little bit. But I didn't really do much because I just had so much going on with... I'm redoing my bathroom, so of course that took up like a lot of my time.
It's like we've got all this real life stuff. What games did you play? Well, here's what I did. Here's all the adult stuff that I did.
Yeah, here's all the adult stuff I did. I really didn't get a chance to do anything but farm all of my vegetables and everything, and my wheat and my carrots and my potatoes and my sugar cane. I did all that. Fished.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, alrighty then. Brian, how about you?
Yes. I played Red Dead Redemption 2.
Nice.
Yep.
Continuing the story?
A little bit. A little bit. I did a little bit more in the chapter that I'm in, but mostly I'm still working on. Actually, I started collecting the dinosaur bones.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. I mean, they're like collecting everything. You know, I literally just, I'm not really like trying to find them on my own. So I'm just Googling their locations, finding them, pinpointing them on my map, and going there and finding them.
Right.
I got 20 out of the 30, but the rest are in the locked area where I met with everything now. Still, and I don't know why I'm still obsessed with the stupid challenges that are in there. I'm at 40 out of 90.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah, I think like 2 weeks ago I was at 19, so I'm definitely moving on
Wow.
up.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're my God, they're getting more difficult. Right now the hardest part is just hunting predators. I have to find bears, panthers, and cougars.
Oh my.
And I don't. Yeah, right. I think all the cougars are in like the Blackwater, New Austin area. So or the panthers. I'm sorry. I don't think I've gotten to them yet. But I cannot figure out. I can't find bears or cougars.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, if you want to find cougars, just go to your local bar.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
So that's it. I mean, that's all that I've really been doing, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm still loving the game, but I think I'm at the point where I'm going to start really moving forward in the story, so I can at least unlock the next area.
All right.
So do you like playing online?
No, not alone.
Well, no, I'm saying like if Sherry and I were to jump online,
Oh yeah,
would you play
Yeah,
online
like-
with us?
yes.
Because Mike doesn't like playing with us, and I've been wanting to play.
Mike
Red
tells
Dead
us to jump
2.
online with them, and then we just sit there on chat for like an hour.
I was redistributing my perlers.
Like I seriously wanted to like play Red Dead 2 for so long, but I'm not into the story mode. I'm into like the online stuff
Me too.
where I could like derp around with Sherry and Mike and the gang and just kind of like do stuff and I don't care about missions. I care about like just derping around and like
It's
when
too
there's some like
complicated and convoluted.
10-year-old kid that's like, oh, I want to go pick on this person, and we just annihilate them. That's the stuff that I
Take that, kid.
yeah.
I have been playing a little bit online. Like I do what I think 2 weeks ago or so, Sherry mentioned how you go online and just you kill a couple animals, you sell them, you get a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot. I've been just going online, finding an area where nobody's at, and trying to get a couple animals. And I did one like one mission where I had to like stop a stagecoach and then return it. So I did that one by myself, and
Did
that
you
was-
get kicked off?
I think I did actually.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Brian's
I
got
don't.
the special edition of the game.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah.
I think
Poor Brian.
one time I did, but one time I don't think I did. But I didn't play very long in either one.
Okay.
So I went to buy a horse. I was like, you know what? I was just shopping around, and I saw that they had the elite horses for gold, and I was like, I have 26 gold. I want to buy this horse, and it would not allow me.
Because you have to be a certain
Really?
level.
Not with gold.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
then
no-
I also went into like a general store, and I couldn't buy anything. It just the button to highlight it just wasn't
Sort of
highlighted.
glitch.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed to buy anything.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Restart the game.
Real money.
Did you
So-
try unplugging your printer and plugging it back in?
Well, no, but I did take the disc out and blow it on it, so maybe that might have.
Oh,
well,
well,
there you
that
go.
fixes everything.
Old school.
Yes.
Yeah.
but-
You know how it is.
So is that pretty much all you played then?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, cool. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Sherry, how about you?
Well, I'll keep this short and sweet for you guys, okay? I didn't play anything this week. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
More adulting? You did adulting just like the rest of us?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's been a dry week, I guess. I don't know. It's just with work and
Plus, this weekend was so cold. It's like you just wanted to bundle up next to like a heater.
Yeah, I didn't play anything. I was like racking my brain. I'm like, really? I didn't play anything this week, but I guess I didn't. I know.
All right.
That's terrible.
No, that's cool. That's cool. We all get a week, where you gotta take ourselves away and experience real life.
Hey, I almost was in that group with you. I played an hour of Minecraft, so don't feel bad.
I didn't even do that. Like I thought I played something, but I've been busy with work and with the fish, and that's it. That's all I've been doing, really.
And it's been cold.
Yeah.
You played Salt Tank Simulator.
Yeah, I played Fish Tank Simulator 2019.
I played Fireplace Simulator 2019.
There you go. Yeah.
Like seriously, like the wife and I we went to a town just north of us, picked up like this little couch thing. It's like a little love seat. It's not even a couch. It's like a little love seat thing.
Yeah.
And we bought it for $50, brought it home, put it in front of the fireplace, threw logs, and lit it.
And then you just parked it right there and enjoyed it, right?
Yep. We're like, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. That's what we did. So, like, between that and doing the bathroom, like, that's...
Yeah.
I had an hour of free time, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so moral of the story, kids, don't grow up.
There you go. Be a Toys R Us kid.
Yep.
All right. Well, that just about does it for this week's episode of the Controller Throwers podcast. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. Thanks for listening. You can always find us on the social medias. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TCThrowers. You can also find us on Twitter. We're at TCThrowers. That's at T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, Throwers as in throwing things. You can also find us on Twitch. We're at twitch.tv/TCThrowers. We air the show every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can also check us out at twitch.tv where we stream games. And every Saturday night we do the Perler Show where we're working on the original 151 Pokemon. So we're going to be doing that for a long time. If you have any questions, please send us an email to thecontrollerthrowers@gmail.com. And as always, we are proud to be members of the Gamerheads Network. You can check us out at gamerheadspodcast.com and check out Roger and Blue and myself, our podcast there as well. You can also find us all on iTunes and Google Play. So, Kurt, you were sure you're going to do any streaming anytime soon?
I streamed on Sunday.
Oh.
Sherry, tell us all about your channel.
Oh, God. My channel is a hodgepodge of... I can't even say.
Fish.
So like my most recent stream was of my 125-gallon saltwater fish tank, and people enjoy it from what I hear. They say it's very chill, very relaxing stream. So
nice. It is.
Yeah, jump in and there'll always be somebody there to talk to you. You can ask questions, you can request songs. I play games sometimes.
Link to the past.
So if you want, come on over. I'm over at ShareFlow on Twitch.
All right.
And that's SHERFLO.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
I mean, somebody might say FLOW or something and get the wrong person.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it's like an IRL stream and stuff, and they're like, what is this girl doing?
How about you, Kurt?
I'm still waiting on one component to be able to actually stream from my PC. So I've got this really weird error that I've been doing a lot of research on, and I guess I need to be able to strip the DHCP off of my video card so I can actually stream, which just sounds dumb, but yes, I need that.
Yeah.
So until that shows up, I can only stream things from console.
All right.
So we'll see.
Console's best anyway, so you're all good.
No, PC Master Race. Anyways,
All right, we're not going to get into that. So
Good night, everyone.
good night, everybody. Yeah. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Thanks for listening. And until next Tuesday, have some fun, play some games. We'll see you all next time. So long, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
bye.